A very good morning, class. So as you all know, yesterday we started with exercise 4.1 and the first method which is used for estimation of trends for time series, that is graphical method or freehand curve. Today also we'll be practicing the same method, but sums we are taking from miscellaneous exercise. So today we'll be completely winding off with the first method of estimation of trends of a time series. So I'm on page 69 of your textbook and we are starting with question number 4, solve the following problems. So here we start with sum number 7 first. The percentage of girls' enrollment in total enrollment for years 1960 to 2005 is given. Fit a trend line to the above data by graphical method. So the very first thing which I explained you all yesterday as well, the three things first which you will start is drawing the two axes, naming them and giving the scale. So as you can see, I have drawn X and Y axis on a normal paper. With the help of scale, I have taken exact 1 centimeter dots and plotted the years 1960, 1965, 1970. There's a difference of 5 in between the years. So the 0 wala year, there I will write 1955, 0. Or if you keep it as 0 also will do, no problem. After that, on the top right corner, scale 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both the axes. Names I have given x-axis as years and y-axis production. So once you are done with this particular graph, then we move forward and plot the points like this. So as you can see, 1960 ka value is 0. So 0 means it is on the axis. So as you can see on 1960, I have put a dot which is exactly on x-axis. 1965 ka value is 3. 1970 ka value is also 3. 75 is 4. 80 is also 4. 85 shows 5 and so on. So I've plotted the dots and by seeing the dots, you can see the graph is upward sloping. So I can say this is a secular trend. Remember class, yesterday I have explained you all what is a secular trend. All right. So after plotting that, your favorite part, joining the dots. But before joining the dots, you have to see that the dots are at proper places. So in this way, I have joined all the dots as you can see. You can do it either by freehand or use a scale for that matter if you want. Now, after this class, can anybody tell me, is the sum over? No. The main and most important thing is you have to draw a trend line, that is the dotted line, on the basis of your judgment or approximation. So over here, your line should start above this point and should be drawn in such a manner so that some points are below it and some points are above it. So our estimation says if I draw a line like this, some points will be below and some points will be above. So this way you can draw a trend line on the basis of your approximation or judgment. So finally the trend line looks like this. So as I told you, the correct approximation, the lines should start above this dotted line. Some points are above the line, some points are below the line, and some points can be on that particular line. So after drawing the dotted lines, you can name it as trend line. You have to name it. And with that, the sum gets over. So I hope you all have followed now what is the technique, what is the trick you should follow for drawing the trend line by graphical method. Moving forward, I'm going now at sum number 10. Following data shows the number of boxes of cereals sold in years 1977 to 1984. You have to fit a trend line to the above data by a graphical method. So in the same way, now I won't explain you all one by one. So in this way, your graph will be drawn once you have finished with all the stuff. That is, first you will draw two axes, X and Y, exactly 1 centimeter on a normal paper. write down the years, write down the values of y-axis, name both of them, write top right corner scale. After that, plotting the points. Now 1978 ka value is 0, as you can see in the textbook over here. So that point will be on the axis. Once you have finished plotting the dots, you can join them. And after that, the most important is drawing the trend line, that is the dotted lines like this. And once you have finished drawing that line, you will name it as trend line. Moving on to the next sum. I'm targeting sum number 13 now. The following table shows the number of traffic fatalities in a state resulting from drunken driving for years 1975 to 1983. You have to fit a trend line to the above data by graphical method. So the same pattern class, X and Y axis will be drawn exact 1 centimeter on both the axes. Top right side scale, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both the axes. Number of deaths, years. As the year is starting from 1975, so the origin, I'll name it as 1974, 0. So in this way class, as you can see, I have plotted the points. Then I've joined the points like this. So it's a kind of a mountain-like graph which you'll be getting sometimes up, sometimes down. Like this, but agar judgment dena, so it is kind of sloping in an upward direction only. So with the help of approximation and judgment, I'll draw the dotted lines which is called as the trend line and name it with the help of an arrow. So with this class, finally, we are winding off with the first method of estimation of trends in a time series by graphical method. Now you must be wondering, there are many sums, but ma'am has not touched them. Yes, because now I want you all to practice. Ample of sums, I have explained it to you all. So as an assignment, I want you all to practice miscellaneous exercise sums. Sum number 1, sum number 4, and sum number 16. So these 3 sums I have not targeted in this particular video because I want you all to practice and find out for yourselves whether you are able to do it or not. So if any doubt class, please let me know in the comment section. And with this, I wind off today's session. Thank you so much for listening to me. In the next session, we'll be starting with the second method, that is moving averages, 3-yearly, 4-yearly, and 5-yearly, or it can be method of least squares. So it can be any one of the methods. So stay tuned, keep watching and listening to the videos, keep practicing, take care and stay safe. So I stop here for today class. Thank you so much for listening to me.